November month and it's time for plenty parties. Now, I want to recommend to you that when you attend a Yoruba party, if they say they want to serve you jollof rice, ask, do you guys have Ofada rice and sauce? If they say yes, please guys, you should eat it. Ofada rice and sauce is one beautiful way to enjoy a rice dish.
Foodies inside.
Alright, I will not add the pomo yet because this is pomo Ijebu. It's kind of soft. Then I'll quickly chop about half bulb of onion. The onion is hurting my eyes already. So I'll add that. I'll add some salt to it. Seasoning. I'm going to stir on that. Then cover to cook. I will allow it to cook in its own water for a few minutes. If I need to add more water to cook it through, I will, but I think I will need to because I need that stock. So, but let it cook in its own water first. So the next thing I'm going to do is begin to process my onions and peppers. I'll process them differently. I'm going to start with the onions. I'll be using about 4 medium bulbs. Okay, this is good. This onion is so hot. Okay, so I'm going to add the green peppers now. Now these are unripe Scotch bonnet, not habanero. Scotch bonnet, the one we call fresh pepper in Nigeria. Now, for those of you who cannot take so much heat, I would recommend that you use capsicum pepper. Yeah, you can use like green capsicum pepper. That's bell peppers, capsicum or the bell peppers. You can then maybe add a few Scotch bonnet to it, or maybe 1 or 2 habanero to it. You will get almost the same thing. Now, the only difference when making Ofada sauce with capsicum pepper or Scotch bonnet is this. Scotch bonnet kind of have more body. Capsicum or the bell peppers would just lighten out and be flat. It will be sweet, so it will be tasty, but it's just kind of flat. It doesn't really hold like the sauce. The sauce will look a bit flat. So, but when you use Scotch bonnet, the sauce is kind of thicker, has more body. When you try the two, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so here I go, processing the peppers. I'll quickly check on my meat. It's boiling. Okay, so this is good. Remember, I have not added any water to that meat. So that's the water from the meat. Okay, I'll add water later. I'll do about 2 batches of this. All right, so that's fine. I'm adding some water to the meat to continue cooking. Okay, now that we have our pepper and onions, the next thing I want to do is parboil the Ofada rice. Now, the Ofada rice is very important. If you live abroad and you don't have this kind of rice, because this is a rice species that is farmed in Nigeria in a place called Ofada. However, some of the rice paddies around the country kind of produce this species. If you don't have this particular species, you can use any rice of your choice to enjoy this sauce. All right, so you can see the water is actually very dirty, and that's because unlike other kind of rice you find in Nigeria, some of them are quite refined Ofada rice is still traditionally made, sort of. It's not as refined, it's not as clean, so that's why you can find chaff, stones. Yeah, but people claim, oh, we've cleaned it for you, so you can buy it for a higher price because it's been cleaned, but this one was not completely cleaned. I'm not happy. Okay, so because it comes that dirty, you always have to parboil your Ofada rice. So most of the time you see me cook rice here, I just wash with salt, I don't parboil, but please do parboil this because it's usually very dirty. Always be careful if you are the cook from the beginning, okay? Pick out all the stones, chaff, and anything that will make your meal annoying in between. Okay, this is good. I'll cover it to come to a boil. Once it boils, I will just remove the boiled water, add fresh water, cook it through. Clear up here now, and I'll begin to saute or caramelize my onions. Just before I begin to caramelize the onions, let me quickly add the egg to this rice because I need the egg for the sauce. This will help me cook it instead of lighting another part of the burner. Okay, you just add it to the rice and it will cook. I'm going to get my bleached oil. Remember I told you, you have to use bleached palm oil for Ofada sauce. I did not bleach this oil here because I don't want everywhere to smoke and, you know, the cameras, you need to see me properly. So I'm going to add about 2 to 3 cooking spoons to the pan. Next thing I'm going to add to this is salt. See the aroma of bleached oil, very lovely. So salt goes in. The next thing I'm going to add to that is the onions. So I'm going to cover this to caramelize for a few minutes. While the onions is caramelizing, I'm just going to slice the pomo very thinly. And I'll be adding it to this pot of meat. It's actually done. The pomo is soft. There's a species of pomo or cow skin, also known as kanda in some West African countries, that is very soft. We call this very soft type pomo ijebu. Okay, it doesn't need to cook for long. So that's why I'm adding it last when the meat is already done. So back here, onions is looking good. I'll allow it to cook for another 1 to 2 minutes before I add the iru, that's the locust beans, fermented locust beans. It's very important in your Ofada sauce. All right, so at this point, I'll be adding my fermented locust beans, aka iru. I'm going to mix that into the onions. Now I'll allow these 2 ingredients cook for about a minute or 2 before I add the pepper. While this is cooking, let's check on my rice because this rice is just supposed to come to a boil. I'll wash, then bring it back. And something I must tell you that apart from the chaff issue with this rice, this is very good rice because it has not even boiled, but see, it's almost filling up my pot, so it's good. It's rising the way it should rise. So it is a good species. I'm going to pour out this water, then cook it till it's done. I'm going to be careful because I've got my egg in there. I'll just take a spoon to remove that egg, just in case it's not fully cooked so it doesn't burst. So all I'm doing is just to add that water in there, sieve this one. Then I have to taste to determine how done it is. Done but not completely done. So I would not add a lot of water to that pot, just a little bit of water. Then I'll salt the water. And then I'll carry my rice. There's even 1 egg in there. I'll bring back my eggs. Then I'll add a bit more water to that. This is just fine for it to cook through. I'm going to harvest the egg later because it's going to my sauce. So I'll cover it to cook. The next is my caramelized onion and iru. This is just good. I'm going to add the green pepper now. This green scotch bonnet. I'm going to cover it to cook. Time to check up on our sauce. Our green pepper sauce. Okay, I'll allow it to cook for about a minute or two before I add the meat stock and meat. At this point, I'll also harvest my egg from the rice, peel it because it's going into the sauce as well. So I've got my eggs. So I have some pieces dry fish in my fridge. So I brought them to the studio today to add to this beautiful sauce. I think that's just fine. And here is where I add my boiled eggs and my very soft meat and add it in here. Don't forget, this is a mix of goat's meat, shaki, that's a tribe, the ofal, roundabout, pomo, and beef. Most times, the meat for Ofada sauce can be cut very small or tiny, but it doesn't have to be that way all the time. Okay? Test. Wow. This is so good. This is so good. All right. So I'm just going to add a little bit of meat stock. I'll save the rest for cooking another day. Cover it and allow this cook on low heat for about 5 minutes and it's going to be ready. And the rice, once it's done, it make ken. I'm saying done. This all done. So, but let's just give the sauce about 5 minutes. So it's time. This is ready now. And it looks so good. Now this is where I'll remind you, for those of you who like crayfish, you can add fat crayfish to your sauce. That's the fat prawns, dried ones, or you add blended crayfish. So, but I seem not to have in the studio today, so that's why I'm not adding. But it's a very good add to your Ofada sauce. Fat prawns or the powdered one. Okay guys, this is ready. Food done. It's time for me to take pictures, but first the taste test. See the thing, it just gets better and better as it cooks. So on very low heat, I'll start serving. Food done. Food done. Alright guys, my guest is here and she won! Yay. I told you before that Malta Guinness asked their fans to indicate if they wanted to come to the Foodies and Spice studio, and some of them did, and she was picked. Hi! And she said we've met somewhere before.
Yes,
yeah, though I cannot remember vividly, but I'm happy to meet you again.
I'm happy to.
Yeah. Alright. The fans also chose that you should eat Ofada sauce and rice, Ofada rice, and of course with Malta Guinness. Me, I'm starting with Malta Guinness because I don't tire. I cook since morning. So cheers to happiness and a good life and good health. Very important.
Very, very important. Refreshing.
I'm telling you. Because I don't tire. I need strength. Alright, dig in please.
Okay, thank you, ma.
Please, if you want more, don't hesitate to ask.
I won't.
Because Malta Guinness said we should feed you till you belly full.
Very.
So please, enjoy and let us know what you think. You said what?
I said the sauce is nice.
Of course, it'll be nice. This is Foodies and
yes,
spice, yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything less, of course. And I love the those dried fish.
Dried fish, yeah. The thing just breaks scatter from my fridge. I was like, I'm going to use it to cook Ofada. One thing I really love to see in Ofada sauce is pomo. I love pomo in Ofada.
And definitely boiled egg.
Yeah, pomo. Try it. What do you think?
Like, it doesn't taste like just regular pomo.
As in, it took in.
Yes, it doesn't taste like.
It took in the sauce. That's where all the taste of this Ofada went to sleep.
It doesn't just
He
taste
went
like
to sleep
pomo.
like it's just lovely.
Wow.
If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.